Max Verstappen, Formula E driver Sam Bird questions FIA over Marrakesh community service. Max Verstappen was spotted at the Marrakesh ePrix undertaking community service as part of his punishment for a fracas with Esteban Ocon at the Brazilian Grand Prix. The Red Bull ace was working with the FIA stewards at the all-electric event after in the race at Sao Paulo last year. Part of Verstappen's punishment for the altercation involved a day shadowing officials at a top-level international motorsport event as an educational experience. However, Envision Virgin Racing star Sam Bird, who finished third in the ePrix after starting on pole, was keen that Verstappen's visit wasn't portrayed negatively, saying, "To call coming to a Formula E race community service I think does Formula E a bit of a disjustice. Sick. This is an amazing category and people pay to come and watch us. It shouldn't be a punishment to come here." I hope he enjoyed it and I hope he will give good feedback to some of his colleagues. Verstappen will have been kept busy throughout with Jerome D'Ambrosio eventually triumphing for Mahindra after a clash between BMW Andretti teammates Antonio Felix da Costa and Alexander Sims. The ePrix got off to an exciting start when defending champion Jean-Eric Vergne dived down the inside of Bird at turn 1 but failed to make the move stick, spinning to the back of the field. Former Sauber driver Pascal Wehrlein was forced to take avoiding action and was punted from behind by Lucas Di Grassi, putting the German out before he had completed a lap on his Formula E debut. Bird was overhauled at the front of the pack with da Costa and Sims looking set for a comfortable 1-2 before Sims dived down the outside of his teammate at turn 7 with just a handful of laps remaining. Both BMW drivers locked up and da Costa hit the wall while Sims rejoined in fourth behind Ambrosio, Robin Frigens and Bird. The safety car came in with just a lap remaining but the top three stayed the same, leaving D'Ambrosio 12 points clear at the top of the championship. When asked about his experience with the stewards, Verstappen said, "It's interesting to see it from the other side. Normally you can't spend the entire day with the stewards. Everybody loves their own job during the weekend, and it's good to really see what it takes to make these important decisions." Sometimes a decision might not be nice for a certain person but it has to be taken and you have to follow the rules. I think it's good to experience different things in racing rather than just sitting in the car. To be here and do this kind of work has been a constructive thing for me. I've of course followed Formula E a bit on TV but I've never been in the paddock, and I really enjoyed the day. First of all, it was a really exciting race. The championship is clearly growing and there are a lot of manufacturers here, so I think it's a cool series. Verstappen continues to work towards the start of the 2019 F1 campaign with the first race set to take place in Melbourne, Australia on March 17. The Dutchman will be joined by new teammate Pierre Gasly at Red Bull while Ocon, who caused in the Brazil GP bust-up last year, is without a drive this season. Next news. Next stop for Hamilton will be Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton's next Formula One contract will be with the Manchester United of Formula One, Ferrari, that's according to pundit Tony Jordan. Hamilton has been linked to Ferrari on and off throughout his illustrious Formula One career. However, rather than make the move many have been predicting for years, the Brit re-signed with Mercedes last season. He put pen to paper on a 2-year deal that will expire at the end of 2020. And then, Jordan reckons, he'll be off to Ferrari. Yes, after those 2 years, at Mercedes, he might finish his career at Ferrari, and do a 2-year deal with them, which would be fantastic, Jordan told Express Sport. Any driver always thinks about going to drive for Ferrari because it's the dream. It's like the Manchester United of the sport. It's the red colors, it's the heritage, this incredible history. British drivers have done very well there. You look at Mike Hawthorn, you look at Peter Collins, you look at Nigel Mansell, and the Italians absolutely loved him. They would love to see the Lewis Hamilton helmet in the red Ferrari. It would be absolutely stupendous. I'm sure that's in the back of his mind, and I'm sure there have been discussions in the past. But, Jardine concedes, it could all depend on how Ferrari do over the course of the next 2 seasons. But, if Ferrari were doing badly, I don't think he'd go there, he continued. Ferrari would have to be looking good and be a good prospect. But it'd be a great way for him to finish his career. Next news: Sirotkin not giving up on the F1 dream. Sergei Sirotkin's long-term goal is to return to Formula One after being dropped by Williams after just 1 season of racing. Sirotkin had a difficult time in 2018, his rookie campaign in Formula One, but then again so too did Williams. The Russian driver managed just 1 point to add to the 6 scored by his teammate Lance Stroll. Williams finished bottom of the standings and promptly dropped Sirotkin from their lineup. He has already secured a part-time World Endurance Championship ride with SMP Racing, but admits the goal is to return to F1. The main target, which is probably more of a long-term target now, is obviously to come back to the F1 grid, he told FormulaSpeed.com. It's still too early to say how easy or how possible that is to achieve, but that's the medium to long-term target. Here for now all I know is I will have to do a few races and work in LMP1 with the SMP team, probably one which is next month already in the USA, so I will have something to drive. Then depending on other opportunities and other possible races, this probably can be shorter or wider or more diverse. I'm still in quite early points of discussions, so it's not like I know right here right now what I'm doing. Formula E could also be an option for the ousted Formula One driver. Sirotkin is scheduled to test for Mahindra, who have signed former Sauber driver Pascal Wehrlein, at the Marrakesh this week. Just before the new year, one got a sudden phone call from the team to take part, which was one of the interesting directions for me after F1, so I was happy to take it. To be honest, it's my first day here where I've met the team and the people, so I'm kind of trying to relate what the goals of the test are and what the team wants me to do. For the next few days it's Formula E, which again will be interesting to see what it is, because long term it's something interesting. Next news: Mercedes to use all-new engine in 2019. Mercedes to use all-new engine in 2019. Mercedes could once again be about to pull away from its rivals in the horsepower department. Last year, Ferrari closed the gap on the German team, and also Renault and Honda made progress in 2018. But La Gazzetta dello Sport reports that a brand new, deeply redesigned power unit has been produced at Mercedes' Brixworth engine headquarters, keeping little of the 2018 unit. The Italian newspaper said Mercedes has made progress particularly in the area of energy recovery, accounting for 12 horsepower extra for no more fuel consumption. That is notwithstanding the fact that fuel consumption can actually increase in 2018, with the FIA giving the teams an extra 5 kilograms of fuel to use per race. Earlier, boss Toto Wolff revealed that a mistake had been made by Mercedes in the design of its 2019 engine. "Unfortunately, we ran into a minor mishap with the engine," he said. "We thought the new concept would give us something else, but the guys in the factory are still ambitious, so I am feeling optimistic. We will know more when the season starts in Melbourne," added Wolff. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.